Hello, folks. This is Bob Safel. I want to thank you for attending this special briefing. I actually delivered this briefing, the same information last night, but unfortunately, my mic wasn't working too well. There were some sound issues. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this briefing again for those who missed out on it. So I want to thank you for listening to this briefing, and let's go ahead and get started. This is all about a I'm not going to call it a relaunch, but it's the formal launch of our digital experts training. And this is designed to give people a tremendous advantage in terms of knowing what to do, what to buy, in terms of currencies, tokens, where to look, how to find tokens, how to find currencies, what wallets to use. It's jam packed, but I want to explain why you want to have this type of advantage. So the first thing I want to describe to you is this. Article after article shows you the same thing over and over again. That despite the fact that there's a huge buzz regarding cryptocurrencies, the knowledge of the general public is still very, very low. And statistically, it's actually pretty shocking just how little people know. Do you know, in one survey alone, only it's 44% of those interviewed, they think there are only 10 or less cryptocurrencies out there. So you have 44% of the public think that there's only about 10 or less cryptocurrencies out there. They all heard of Bitcoin, but they're not aware that there are over 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there. Only 32% of those who responded know what the term ICO stands for, which of course is initial coin offering. 29% thought it stood for International Currency Organization. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. You have a lot of people who don't yet understand. They've heard of this term cryptocurrency, but they can't act on it, and that's a huge advantage for you. And this is why. There's something called the adoption curve. Okay, and the adoption curve is all about where are you in terms of, am I ahead of the curve? Do I have an advantage over people? And the adoption curve starts with the innovators, which is only about 2.5% of the population. Okay. Then there's the early adopters. There's different types of curves. This is what I actually like the best after reviewing the different curves. Innovators are people who are so far ahead, they tend to get big advantages over the rest of the public on an industry that goes crazy. The early adopters is about 13.5%. And then the late majority are those folks that get in after over half of the people have already heard of and are acting in a particular industry. Like, you heard about people, I don't use the internet, back in like last year. I mean, those are called the laggards. If you didn't know what the internet or use the internet was back in 2005, you were called the late majority. If you were involved with the internet in 1985, you were an innovator. If you were involved with the internet in 1988, 1989, you were an early adopter. Well, everybody listening to this briefing right now, you understand that you are in the innovator space. That's how ahead you are of everybody else. In fact, you're not just in an innovator space, you're in the 1% space. So this means you have a huge advantage. And that advantage is you at least have more knowledge than 99% of the public at large. The question is do you have enough knowledge to fully take advantage of the position you're in? And that's where the digital experts training system is all about, our intelligence report. Now, We tested this months back. We found out what people really wanted. And from that, we developed our, what I call our formal or finalized version of our training. It starts with a whole basic section. There's three major areas. There are what we call speed lessons, which are lessons you can literally do in under 5 minutes. And these really give you the type of knowledge you need to be very, very successful. The speed lessons cover things like, what are the different coin options out there? What are the types of wallets you should choose? Should you use a software wallet? Should you use a hardware wallet? How do you safeguard your coins? What's the easiest wallet to use? What's the best deal out there? Also, in the basic training, we talk about exchanges and what exchanges are the best, what exchanges are not so good, which exchanges give you the most options in terms of coins you can acquire, which ones give you the fewest options but are easy to use. So there's a whole lot of basic information that you need to know regarding exchanges. You also need to know things like, how do you go about even finding coins? Which ones are the best ones? So there's basic information like that. You need to know, what are your coin options? How do you go about buying the coins? How do you go about storing the coins? That's basic information. And if you don't have all the basic information you should have, then you can end up losing your coins, as an example, or buying the wrong coin. Now, that's the what I call the basic section. Our advanced section is all about many, many different tricks and options and tips regarding proper buying of coins, how you identify the coins, what you look for in the companies that are basically offering the coins, how do you evaluate companies in terms of their personnel and in terms of their white papers, when do you buy, when do you sell, how do you accumulate. These are all parts of the advanced training. These are very, very important if you want to take it to another level. If you put a little bit of money in and you've done well, great. That's your basic area. But if you really want to step up and start really doing well, there's so much you need to know in the advanced training. As I said, you're talking about things like, how do you even find the right coins? Then once you've found a number of coins, how do you evaluate which one is the one to jump in? Which one is a short-term play? Which coin is a medium-term play? Which one's a long-term play where you want to actually buy and hold? I tell you another thing. You need to be able to evaluate, are you a short-term, medium-term, or long-term investor? What is your strategy? How do you develop a strategy? These are the things that we talk about in the advanced training. We also have something called the instant alert or the critical alert. What is that? Well, I and many of the people here at our company and companies I work with are constantly getting brand new instant information about new coins, which ones you want to buy, which ones you want to sell, what technology just came out of the oven that you need to know about. And why we do an instant alert means simply, when I find out information that's important for you to know right away, we send out that information to our subscribers immediately. We don't store it for the end of the week. We don't store it for, end of the month. We instantly notify you of this type of information. So when I see it and I think it's hot news, important news, bing, bam, boom, we do email instant alerts out. So you're going to get them by email. You're going to get the information. It's going to tell you what you should do. Those are called instant alerts. In addition, we have what are called special access events. Now, in the very near future, we're going to start doing physical events. Now, these are going to be small events, let's say in Florida, in Dallas, in Los Angeles, but they're going to be small events where we have anywhere from 10 to 50 people are allowed to attend these events. And these events will have experts at them. You'll learn insider information. And the first people who will be notified about placement so you can actually attend these events are our expert report subscribers. So our deer subscribers will be the ones notified first, get discounts like you've never, like I'll tell you what, we're going to have a lot of different products and services. Digital Frontier Marketing has a lot of different things coming out, such as the Celebrium, digital collectibles. The folks that are involved with Deere that are subscribers are going to be the first one that gets access to these special events, are going to get access to new products with discounts. So that's what we're doing there. So if you're a Deere member, you're going to get basic information you had to have. You're going to get advanced information you must have if you really want to get serious. You're going to have instant critical alerts, which gives you real-time updates and information on things that are just happening in the marketplace. And lastly, you're going to have access to these very special events that we're going to do physically, where you can come attend, meet people like myself, meet experts that we're going to be inviting to these events. And these are going to be small. So it's going to be very, very limited seating. So our Deere subscribers are the ones that are going to have access to that first. Okay. Now, last but not least, last night I intended to offer a special, which we did offer, but many people couldn't even hear it because we had problems with my mic. And hopefully I'm going to check out the recording I'm doing right now, and hopefully this works too. We'll see. But we have a very small group of people that the first ones that sign up for their Deere training are going to get 5,000 cloud coins. 5,000, which by the way are trading on BitShares. Okay, so now I want to stress something here. We want to validate and acknowledge the people who have been following me for the last few months on my webinars. That's why we made this offer in our webinar last night. And once again, I really apologize. We had trouble, technical difficulties on the sound quality, so a lot of people didn't even hear it. So we are going to extend this special to folks now. If you're hearing this, I mean, most of you who are hearing this probably attended the webinar last night. We had a huge crowd. So what you need to do to be sent the special link to order is email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, and I need you to use the subject line DEIR, Deere. That's all you need to put down. If you emailed me last night, don't email me again. Okay, if you emailed me last night, I got it. So if you didn't email me and you want to get involved with our digital experts intelligence report, our Deere report, as a subscriber for the first 90 days and get 5,000 cloud coins, email me right away, right now. Okay? Thank you very much.